Stanford, Washington, 1 week after the Huskies mushed their undefeated run. First half, Nate Robinson probably tired of hearing son of Jock, but your daddy was so good, so are you. Huskies up 6. Matt Loddick, 1 of 11 in that loss a week ago. 2 points. He goes for 20 in this one. 4 for 10 from distance. Justin Davis got his first start about 6 weeks after tearing up that knee. The steal and the deal to Josh Childress. Cardinal up 6 at the half. Second half, Loddick, 5 assists. Childress, Pac-10 Player of the Year. Stanford up 4. Back to Jock's son Nate. Says his favorite television show is SportsCenter. Certainly knows how to make the big show. Robinson finished with 16. 6-point game after Robinson dishes to Mike Jensen. Jensen had 11. Then Jensen with the payback. Robinson scores in the foul. It's a 5-point game. More Robinson. He gets the arrow and the steal. But Childress gets the tourney MVP and the impressive block to preserve an 8-point lead. I was fired up. I'm definitely glad we got to play him against Sid Childress, who's also glad 5'9" Robinson was guarding him on that play. Yeah. Stanford doesn't let its guard down. 77-66.
Books, boxing, the big screen, and now the Big East. People, they love the trilogies. Pittsburgh, Connecticut taking its place alongside Lord of the Rings, Ali Frazier, and Star Wars. Just the first 3 films, you know, the ones that didn't stink. Panthers and Huskies meeting in the finals of the Big East tournament for the 3rd straight year, also meeting for the 3rd time this season. In both instances, the teams are split 1 win apiece. Emeka Okafor not making it 3 straight. He's back. Is back well enough to play. First half, UConn up 9. Okafor nails the jumper, 11 points, 13 rebounds. Came through strong. UConn jumps to a 13-2 lead, but oh, how about an even better run the other way? Carl Krauser to Chris Taft for the dunk. 19-2 burst and a share of the lead. Krauser there, sick fake, wraparound, Pitt up 9 at the half. Second half, Julius Page to steal end-to-end. He was just 1 of 6, 2 points. It's a good one, puts his team up half a dozen. Ben Gordon, 29 points in each of the first 2 games, 23 in the final. UConn down 1, less than 3 to play. 2 minutes to go. Talik Brown missing the layup, but Rashad Anderson is there. There's always an Anderson there when you need one. Hits the 3-pointer, 14 for him. UConn now leads by 1. Mark McCarroll going to get it back. Pitt retakes the lead by 1. He had 11. 30 seconds left. Feel the drama. Ben Gordon, 81 total points, a new tournament record. Erases Allen Iverson from the books. Huskies up 1. McCarroll then, jumper. Time running out, no good. Gordon gets the rebound. We're going to celebrate this thing, but no. The refs, we've got a foul on the play. Jim Calhoun's I don't want the foul. No, we'll pass. Gordon at the line, hits them both. 3-point lead for the Huskies. Last chance. Pitt, that was only 2. Ain't going to make a difference. Here's your MVP on the big win.
My big man was out, so I knew it was time for me to step up. You know, I was playing up and down all season. And, you know, I just knew this was the time. This is the perfect time for me to, you know, break out.
Break out indeed. Okafor there getting mobbed by the fans. You remember, we got the lower lumbar problem. Let's be careful of the man. UConn wins the Big East title 2nd time in 3 years, 61-58. This was UConn's 6th Big East title, ties with Georgetown most ever. Previous 5 times they pulled off the win in the Big East. They went on, had a fine run in the Big Dance, including 99 when they won it all. The loss may have cost Pitt a #1 seed, but that's a topic for Andy Katz and Joe Lunardi.
State and Maryland. Wolfpack have lost the ACC championship game the past 2 years. Looks like they're making a 3rd trip.
Up and away. He wants to be the player of the year in the ACC. He wants to...
Julius Hodge with 31. NC State up 19 at the break after Maryland was outscored 26-9 to end the first half. Gary Williams needs to bottle his halftime speech because the Terps burned down the house in the second half. John Gilchrist, 7-0 run started it. State up just 2 now. Gilchrist for 3, and Maryland leads. Maryland with 59 second-half points. Gilchrist scored a career-high 30, 11 of 13 shooting, including 5 of 7 from distance. Coach Williams giddy. Maryland reaches the final of the ACC tournament for the first time since 2000, 85-82.
Duke, nice little run of 16 straight wins in the conference tournament. Played Georgia Tech. Jackies beat the Dukies Cameron 10 days ago. Ismail Muhammad, finest dunker in the U.S. of A. Georgia Tech led by 2 at the half. Second half, Coach K, play harder inside. Sheldon Williams' position, career at 27 in the semis, 20 points, 18 boards in this one. Thank you, I'll grab that one. The man was a monster. Later in the second, Duke up 8, Daniel Ewing. The steal, all setting a course for adventure. He's down. He's hurting. Look at this again. Muhammad got a hand on Ewing. Got another arrow showing him. Hand on the shirt. Rips him down. Coach K saw it. Let the refs know about it. No intentional foul issue. Ewing would be fine. He'd scored 10 in this one. Chris Duhon, senior leadership. 17 for him, 7-9 from the field. Duke, again, a winner, 85-71. Vandy, Florida, surprise semifinalist in the SEC tourney. Anthony Roberson, 22 points in the win against Alabama, which turned out to be chump change. Here's a little three. Here's another one. And then every time you shoot from behind that arc, they'll give you the extra point, and that'll add up quick. Now, if you get tired of watching him, you could always go ahead and guard him, and he just keeps firing, rolling along. Gators up 4, make it 7. Gators up 14, make it 17. Roberson, 7 of 8 from deep, 35 points. Gators win, 91-69.
Kentucky and South Carolina, these cats are thinking 1 seed. You know, Kentucky famous for its maker's mark. And Eric Daniels, he was on the mark Saturday. E-Diddy! That's what they call him. Kentucky up 5. Where's number 14? Because that's the number his daddy wore. Pops is proud after another pop. Daniels with 14 in the first half. Kentucky up 6 at the break. Second half, here comes Gerald Fitch. Maybe the game's top 6th man. He wears number 4 because his grandma had that number. Grandma must have had games. Grandson does. 3 there. Top 10 play nominee here. Fitch made 8 of 12 shots in just 19 minutes. He canned 4 3-pointers. That one from way out in Kentucky canned South Carolina. 78-63.
USA title during the regular season. Only one DePaul or Cincinnati is going to win the tournament crown. And let's just have a moment of silence because there was Oscar Robertson, who was awesome. Tony Bobbitt, just as good. Cincinnati up 8. Later in the first half, Cincy by 12. Bobbitt misses in the lane, but Eric Hicks there for the nice foul. He's just given a rebound opportunity for his boy Eric Hicks. Cincinnati up 14 at the break. Bobbitt then knocks down another 3. He was 4 of 6 from distance. Cincinnati up by 8. Next, Bearcats possession. Watch Bobbitt. He's arrowed, and he's going to go down after collision with DePaul's LeVar Seals. Bob Huggins upset on the sideline, and with good reason. His man is in pain, and you don't like when you got to go to the material there in the shorts. Look at it again, because Seals goes for the forbidden speed bag. Bobbitt would leave the game briefly. Seals would be ejected. You can't do that. 2 minutes left. Bobbitt hurts just to watch. Onions. Something about onions. That'll make your eyes water. I guarantee you that. Cincinnati with 17 points from Bobbitt. They win at 55-50. Their 4th Conference USA tournament tie.
Big 12 semis, Texas, Kansas. Longhorns had to come back to beat Oklahoma Friday in a hole Saturday. 13-2 KU after Aaron Miles hits the runner. But Texas will find its first lead about 90 seconds before the half. Brandon Mouton, he'll complete the old-fashioned 3. Texas up 2 at the half. Second half, more Mouton. He's averaged nearly 23 points per in the last 5 games. He went for 18 Saturday. Hit back-to-back 3s in a stretch where he dropped 10 straight points. There's one of those 3s. Texas up 8, but the Jayhawks will not go away. 2-point game. Royal Ivy wrap around to Jason Klotz. He had 14. Kansas next possession. J.R. Giddens. Well, that's a pass. Jeff Graves, that's a putback. 2-point game. Final 15 seconds. KU down 4. Miles runs into 3 Texas lawmen. And he is handcuffed. Longhorns, 64-60.
Big 12 champ Oklahoma State lost just 2 during league play. One of those to Bob Knight and Texas Tech. First half, we're tied. Devon Giles gets the ball, a little rainbow, a little hook. Works well. He had 20 points. On the defensive end, however, watch Giles. He's arrowed. He's going to foul Tony Allen, which a lot of players have done. He's a good guy. Allen makes the hoop. Giles is going to be taken out and get lectured to by Bob Knight. And, well, apparently he wasn't listening. Knight, little love tap. Here I am. I'm drawing it up. Pay attention, son. I'm going to make you a better player. There. Are you getting the message? Well, that sort of spurred the pokes. Daniel Bobbitt for 3, caps a 17-3 run. Cowboys up at the half, 41-29. John Lucas. Now, Lucas, there's a guy. He can shoot it. He's not like Doug Gottlieb, who was a bricklayer. Lucas, 22 points, and the Cowboys win it by 5.
Atlantic 10 championship, Xavier Dayton. It's rare when a team wins 4 games to win its conference tournament. 3, not so much. 4, never in the A-10. First half, top play nominee, Diedrich Finn. Fade away, we're tied at the half. 3.5 to play. Still knotted. Still Finn. Sophomore reserve at 11. That modest club in the lead. 90 seconds. Remember, this team was 10-9 at one point in the season. They've come miles since then. Anthony Miles there. Minutemen win 58-49. Coach Mott afterwards.
We took so much hell early in the year. I mean, and we were sitting at 10-9, and everybody had counted this team out. And we shut the door and said, hey, it's us in the room. That's all that we care about. And you know, I'm happy for our fans, and I'm more importantly for our players.
Xavier has a Dayton with the field of 65. Oh, what a finish between Michigan State and Wisconsin in the Big Ten semi. Spartans dropped their 2 regular season games to the Badgers. Final 2 minutes of the ballgame, Devin Harris. Big Ten Player of the Year. 3-pointer tie game. Michigan State would untie it. Harris would come back with back-to-back threes. He had 21. Wisconsin up 1. Bo's happy. Minute left. Maurice Ager wants to avenge that regular season loss to Whiskey that cost his club a share of the Big Ten title. State taking the lead. 10 seconds. State down 1. Kelvin Torbert misses. Zach Morley gathers the spill, and he is fouled. He'll make the first free throw, but can't make the second to make it a 3-point game. Ager trying to make it an overtime game. No. Wisconsin, 68-66.
Other Michigan against Illinois. Other half of the Big Ten draw. D. Brown, we have a sighting, and he is strong. Illini won 12 straight first half. 26-13. Brown, the pass ahead to Luther, head for the jam. That's a top 10 nominee. I said so. Later in the first, 12-point lead. Darren Williams off the feed, the jam, and 1. Second half, Michigan rallies back, gets it within 6. Daniel Horton drains the 3 ball. He had 16. Michigan cuts it to 3, but alas, Brown comes through from NBA range, 21 points. Illinois wins it 74-60. Good news, Wolverines will not have to forfeit the loss because Chris Webber took money.
State one's dream is going to come true. It's the Southwest Athletic Conference Championship game. Sweet home Alabama. Second half, A&M's Terry Horton with the steal. He goes the other way. He had 20. This ball game is tied. Alabama State's next chance. Malcolm Campbell, right baseline. Crystal and the foul. He missed the freebie, though. He had 14. More Campbell with Alabama State up 1. He buries the 3. Both teams 4 for 20 from distance. Hornets by 4. They win by 5, 16-14, and they're in the field of 65.
MEAC, Florida A&M, Coppin State for the auto pass into the dance. First half, Fang me. Raheem Scott feeds Henry Coulter for the dunk. Eagles up 1 later. Nicholas King from much farther out. 8-point lead for Coppin State. King had 12. Then Tony Tate warming up for 3. Terrence Woods going to find himself open from long range. Woods led Division I in 3-point field goals made per game with 4.5. I'm not really sure how you make a half, so it must be some sort of an average or something over the season. Tate one more time to seal it. He had 20 points. Baseline this time. That's a good look. Florida A&M cop on the win, 58-50. Second NCAA appearance for the Rattlers. And on that note, A&M in the tournament, second time in school history, both times qualifying with a losing record. 18th time now a team has made it to the tournament with a losing record. However, each of the last 2 to do it continued the hot streak, won the opening round game. UNC Asheville over 18-12 Texas Southern, and CN over 21-9 Alcorn State.
There are 2 stores and 1 paved road in West Barnet, Vermont. Population less than 200. The hottest thing on the store shelves are VHS copies of Taylor Coppenrath's basketball games. See Coppenrath stars for the University of Vermont. The tapes are sent home so the town folk can check them out and check out their hometown hero. Saturday, Coppenrath starred in what was billed as the first live, nationally telecast basketball game from Vermont ever. Catamounts hosting Maine for the America East Conference automatic to the NCAA field of 65. And you thought the former governor was the state's bigwig. Heck, Howard Dean may be 4th on the list behind the band Fish, who anthemed up, and Ben and Jerry Ice Cream Dudes, who unveiled Slam Chunk, their newest flavor. Tops on the dude list, that fella right there, that's Coppenrath playing his first game since mid-February because of a broken wrist. It's not completely healed, but Coppenrath appears to be 100%, even if his wrist is less than that. Coppenrath, that once went for 38 at Pauley Pavilion, went for 28 in the first half of this one. Even more impressive considering Maine scored just 23 points in the first half. Coppenrath was amazing. Here's the amazing Coppenrath.
I got it down low and just scored right easy, you know, and I mean, at Maine, they doubled me. So I was expecting them to double me anytime, pretty soon. But the first half, I was surprised.
Coppenrath, 43 points. Vermont, 72-53. And then they went dancing with Howard Dean. Yeah!
Kent State, Western Michigan. We're talking the MAC here, people. First-year coach Steve Hawkins looking to get Western Michigan into the NCAA for the first time since '98. Your top 10 nominee is Mike Williams stealing and dunking Broncos by 5. 6:30 remaining. DeAndre Haynes misses. John Edwards is there. Offensive rebounding is all effort and want to, and he wanted to. Kent State trailed by 3. Edwards had 16 points. Now, your MAC player of the year, Williams, 0 for 6 in career 3-point field goal attempts, but when you're going to dance, shoot a 3 and feel good about yourself. There it is. All kinds of big things happening. The Broncos win it by 11. Williams finished with 28. UNLV, Utah, 70-67, Utah UNLV ball. Less than 30 to go. Odarte, where art the game-tying 3? We're tied at 70. What will Utah do?
Where's Jacobson?
Oh, Cheney was wide.
There he
open.
is.
They missed him.
Catch, shoot.
Oh,
down it goes!
Are you kidding me?
Jacobson, 1.8 seconds to go. Wow! Utah to the NCAA.
No kid who throws it up, gets whacked, but still makes it. They're dancing with the Utes, 73-70.
Did you say whack?
Yeah.
Because it's the Western Athletic Conference Finals. Nevada and UTEP Miners, one of the great turnaround stories of the season. 6 wins last season, going for their 25th win in the automatic. You see they haven't lost this season when leading at the half. First for everything. Todd Okeson, 3. Nevada up 2. Wolfpack haven't been to the tournament since 1985. Kevin Pinkney, long jumper, he had 15. Final half minute, UTEP down 3. Kevin Gillespie's club needs to foul. You've got 3 defenders, and they fail there to foul. They fail there to foul. And they're running down court, and Frank, they just failed to foul. They failed to win. Nevada wins the WAC, 66-60.
Big West final, Cal State Northridge, Pacific, 40 seconds to play. Itagwata Oyenegetcha for 3. We're tied at 73. Matadors climbing back from a 24-22-4 deficit to start the game. Suing Pacific possession, under 10 to go. Devin White called for the blocking foul. Maya Davis at the line for a pair. Gets them both. Gonna take a 3 to win, a 2 to tie. Northridge got Utah State, didn't get Pacific. Pacific going dancing, 75-73. Now bring back football in Willard Harrell. 11 NCAA bids given out on Saturday, and some great names among them. Love the Catamounts, Alabama State Hornets, Western Michigan Broncos, Rattlers, Florida A&M. Only 5 more automatic bids up for grabs. ACC, Big 10, Big 12, SEC Patriot League. That's all Sunday. Andy Katz, Joe Lenardi. One more time. Who's in? Who's out?
Scott Van Pelt, Carl Ravitch. We now know the 65 teams. Go.
March Madness prelude is the championship week, which concludes with some great games on Sunday. We begin in the ACC. Duke on an incomprehensible run. They've won 17 straight tournament games, 5 straight tournaments that they were down 11 to the Terps. Then they're down a senior leader when Duhan runs into the camera. Serious pain here. He heads to the locker room, but he'd come back. 3 Sundays ago, the Cameron Crazies chanted to Maryland, not our rival. They won that game by 23. With a healthy Duhan in the second half, he rolls coast to coast, team high 21. They're up a dozen. But Maryland is a team that simply will not quit. They roar back. Mike Jones, the freshman. Give me all 3 of these. The Terps within 1. Then, down 3, John Gilchrist. Do your thing.
Gilchrist goes It's been the Gilchrist show. He's been a PTB, the 3S man, super scintillating, sensational.
Gilchrist ties the game. Sheldon Williams fouls out. Gary Williams fired up. Maryland tied, but then J.J. Redick a shot to win it. But he had a miserable day. 1 of 8 from 3. We head to overtime. Williams not part of it. Then, Gilchrist. When he came to Maryland, Gary Williams told me this kid's a bull. This weekend, he was a horse. 26 points. The Terps saddle him up and ride. He was the MVP. But Duhan, the senior, not going to go down without a fight. He ties the game with a 3. Under a minute to go, Maryland up 3. Mike Grinnan, the only player still on Maryland from the 2002 title team. Only had 4 points all season. Only shot 4 free throws all season. He hits 2 huge free throws. Terps up 5. Last chance for Duke. Daniel Ewing, a great shooter in his own right. That shot goes begging. They were 5 of 21 from Duke, from deep, and the Terps from the bubble to the big dance, literally.
Everybody on the team wants it. You know, when our backs against the wall, you know, we all look at each other and we all believe in each other. You know, when people are for us or against us, you know, we all got to pull together and just win the basketball game.
An amazing weekend for the unranked Terrapins, who beat Wake Forest, NC State, and Duke, their first ACC title since Leonard Bias 20 years ago. Duke, though, still gets a #1 seed in the Atlanta Regional. No more directions this year. East, South, West, etc. That's out the window. Duke, potential rematch of the 2001 national title game if #9 seed Arizona moves on. They've been in the tournament 20 straight years. 9 of the 16 seeds in this regional have been to the Final Four. Illinois, the 5 seed. Cincinnati, the 4 seed among them. As we look at the bottom half of the bracket, contrast in styles between a dangerous #6 seed North Carolina and Air Force, who makes the field for the first time since '62. They spent a nervous couple of days after getting bounced in the Mountain West tournament. Texas gets the Ivy champs. Then Xavier, who won 4 games in 4 days to win the A-10, takes on Louisville. No #1 seed for Mississippi State. They're #2 in the Atlanta Regional. Jay Billis will break down all of the brackets, and we begin right here.
Tournament trophy, the Wildcat Cup. They've won 24 of them, Florida Zippo, and let's dance it off here. Game on, Wildcats and Gators. Who do you go with in that battle?
See, dominant animal, I'd think Wildcat.
Terrell Fitz, the dominant animal, tournament MVP. You can do that, you're starting to dominate something.
Whoa.
Gators have an answer. Matt Walsh, buzzer beater. He led Florida with 17. Florida's down 12.
Oh, wait a minute. Regulate. Look at the Gators. Oh.
There's my answer.
Kids watching.
No real competition for the Cats. Chuck Hayes, the lay-in. The lead grew to 25. He went 10 of 14 with 8 boards. Stop it. Just stop shaking before you lose it. As the Wildcats seal the deal, they're up 14. He also had Hayes 8 assists. Wildcats, the old Dikembe finger. They outscored him 38-16 in the lane. Top of the St. Louis bracket looks this way. Top team in the tournament. In fact, the #1 seed of the #1 seeds is Kentucky. Last time they were a #1 seed was '96. They won it all. Kansas plays Illinois, Chicago in Kansas City, which is about an hour from their campus in Lawrence. Bottom half of the bracket, perhaps Gonzaga gets its due. Highest seed ever for the small school in Spokane, Washington. They open up against Valpo in Seattle, which is in the same state, but still some 6 hours from campus. Nevada in the field for the first time since '85. Beware Michigan State, #7 seed for head coach Tom Izzo for the keys to this bracket. JB rejoins us. Seed outside shot when the day began, playing Texas in the Big 12 title game. See, Eddie said, I've never been a #1 seed. Daniel Bobbick, Tony Allen, game high 21. Cowboys up 7. Woo! That's part of an 18-2 run, and they got a woo. Jason Klotz down low. You see the time, 3:36 Central. Free throw good. Texas down 3. Last field goal for a while. Allen driving, spinning, hooping, and hitting. Free throw good. Cowboys up 8. Allen also held Brandon Mouton on D to 6. Royal Ivy, get that shot out of here. And then Brian Boddick, no. 4:23 Central Time. Texas is now down 187. Brandon Mouton, no. James Thomas, no. Finally, a 13-minute 51 of game time translates into 50 minutes of real time. Lucas to steal the layup. He had 15. We've seen his dad a lot. He's happy every time they win. Eddie Sutton cuts down the net. Not sure I've ever been prouder of a basketball team, says Coach Sutton. So let's start with the bottom of the East Rutherford bracket. That's where the Cowboys sit as the #2 seed. Committee suggested the Cowboys win over Texas actually began too late to factor in the seeding selection. Pittsburgh, yeah, dropped to a #3 seed, and then nobody was scoring for a long time. That also affected it. The Pittsburgh dropping to a 3 seed by virtue of their Big East final loss to UConn. They could face Wisconsin in the second round in Milwaukee. Top team in the East, Rutherford, is St. Joe's, which ran off 27 straight before losing by 20. They open against Liberty. The winner of the 8-9 game is going to be a tough test for St. Joe's in round 2. Florida dropped 91 in the SEC semis and then got humbled by Kentucky on Sunday. Wake led by the freshman of the year in the ACC, point guard Chris Paul.
Illinois trying to take the conference tournament title, 2nd year in a row. They've won 12 in a row, longest in the Big Ten this season during a down year. But Devin Harris, not a down year for this young fellow. Off glass, just getting warm. More Harris. In transition, again, off the window. Badgers stretching things out. Shot clock winding down again. The smooch. He was 10 of 16 from the field. Another tough runner. Another bank shot. He had 29. Going nuts for Wisconsin. And then this time, Harris climbing the ladder. That's levitation, Holmes. He punches the hammer there. Wisconsin's first Big Ten tournament title. Those boys, woo, they are looking awfully good. Fans actually asking for one more year. We've got the final regional. Looks like this. The Phoenix Regional, #1 seed Stanford. They won the Pac-10, getting even with Washington, who ruined perfection. Bama takes on Southern Illinois. Figures they already had the toughest schedule this season. How about this scenario? Could have a 4-5 with Maryland and Syracuse, the last 2 national champs. Syracuse should know this, though. No 5 seed has ever won it all. Maryland up with a bullet from the bubble to number 4. They've been to the Sweet 16 the last 3 years. Bottom of the regional as follows. Vanderbilt with a tough task. The MAC champions from Western Michigan playing very well. NC State the 3. DePaul and Dayton in the second Conference USA 8-10, 7-10 game of the tournament. UConn, the 2 seed off the Big East Championship win. They get Vermont and the unstoppable force that is Taylor Cottonrath, who had 43 in the conference title game. Jay Billis, the Phoenix region.